everybody. I'm Danny, he, him. Welcome back to Streaming Rainbow. This is one of our educational videos that we are running on Thursdays. You should check out the other stuff that's already come out. It's fantastic. This one is using the Alien Threat Maker Oracle, which is an optional tool, in M. Hubbard's Rocket Club, a new game in open playtesting right now at the time of recording, all the way through May of 2026, from Evil Hat, which is a fantastic company that has created incredible games that I highly recommend you check out, including some that we play here. At the time of recording this and this first airing, you would be able to see Firmament Academy, a Girl by Moonlight game, which is also a system from Evil Hat, also here on Streaming Rainbow. And if you're watching this afterwards, you can go back and watch that as well if you'd like. We've played Stewpot here. We've played a bunch of games from Evil Hat here. So I highly recommend checking out all of their back catalog. Check out ours if you're interested in checking that out. Check out our other educational content and check out more on Rocket Club specifically. We have the first actual play anywhere ever of Rocket Club, run by M. Hubbard, the creator and writer of Rocket Club. It's called Centrifuge. It's fantastic. It has a cast full of founders from the channel, and I highly recommend you check it out. This educational video has a direct relationship with our second Rocket Club show, a live show initially, although it'll be available on VOD as well, called Radical Resonance. It's a part of Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology, which is a cross-channel project collaborating 4 channels together, ours here at Streaming Rainbow, as well as Nerds with Dice, Pocket Dragon Pub, and Pantsless Tables, to show the breadth and depth of this game, really display the different ways that it can be played, not exhaustively, but just to show a little bit, scratch the surface of all that this wonderful game can do. So I highly recommend you check out those shows as well, as highly as I can, given that I'm the guide for all of them. I would be very grateful if you checked them out, including ours here, Radical Resonance. This is focused on the Alien Threat Maker Oracle, which is an optional rule/tool set in the open playtest document. Now you can access this directly for free if you're seeing this during the open playtest period, which goes through the end of May 2026. All you have to do is go to Evil Hat's website, look for Rocket Club, or Google Rocket Club Evil Hat. It'll come up. It'll probably be the first thing that you find, or potentially look down somewhere below the video that you're watching and possibly see a link there. If you follow that link, you will be able to sign up through a Google Sheet for the open playtesting and receive the 172-page PDF plus supporting documentation entirely for free. All you have to do in good faith is give feedback. Anything that you check out, anything that you test out, please do share that information because it helps M and the whole team over at Evil Hat really make this already wonderful game the best version that it can be by the time that it comes out officially. However, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how this tool works and specifically give you an example of some of the work that I've been able to do with it for Radical Resonance. This is pretty spoiler-free. This has to do with the inspirations for the game, not how the game is playing out. It is a little spoiler inclusive in terms of descriptions of things related to the alien threats. So if you'd prefer to catch up on the show and then watch this afterwards, please go ahead and do that. Either way, I highly recommend this tool. It's very effective. So let's get into what the tool is. From the text itself, the alien threat. Menacing beings from a distant, unknown place threaten Rocket Club's town. Their arrival might kick off the story at the heart of your session. The invasion might have begun days or weeks ago, or they may have been here for centuries. This speaks to the scope of the kinds of stories that can be told in Rocket Club. So they might arrive in sleek ships firing lasers from above. They might slip in unseen-looking just like us and work quietly against us, or they may be inexplicable horrors shifting between dimensions. They might be intelligent and cunning, or mindless, hungry beasts. They might be seeking conquest, sustenance, or refuge from something much worse. Whatever they are, the alien threat is terrifying and dangerous, and the Rocket Club must stand against it. So, the details are going to be up to the guide to put together, but they should always be strange, always be dangerous, always be frightening. This tool helps get that process going, that development process. You're going to be able to use a deck of cards. I used the Stew Pot deck, visible here somewhere. There we go. The Stew Pot deck that is really beautiful, also from Evil Hat. That really did me well on this. I can't believe how well I pulled. To begin with, you deal a row of 5 cards face up. If you turn over a face card, a jack, queen, or king, you set it aside for now and replace it with the next card in the deck. If you turn over a joker, which you do keep in the deck for this, you place 2 more cards below the joker. So the row of 5 cards will tell you about the alien species, their motivations, and their ship. Later, you'll return to any face cards you flipped and set aside. These will represent individual alien characters of great importance. But first, it's the first 5 cards. The first 2 of them describe the alien creature. You'll fuse the 2 details together to form a single species or type of alien being. The third card determines the alien's motivation. That's pretty straightforward. The last 2 cards describe their ship, so you combine those 2 separate ideas to describe a single alien vessel. Jokers create a conflict or deceit that complicates relationships within the group of aliens, and that applies to the different areas and ways that I'll get into. And if the prompt for the card that you flipped isn't something that you're into, that you want to explore, you can choose to set that card aside and draw another to replace it. This is not something that is meant to trap you. This is a tool meant to help. So let's get into it. To begin with, I pulled 5 cards that gave us a 9 of diamonds, a 10 of diamonds, a 6 of diamonds, a 3 of hearts, and a 4 of hearts. Now, I didn't pull those in a row. I pulled a bunch of face cards. There were jokers involved in the overall pulls. Everything got very fun and complex. So that's going to be something I touch on when we get there. But for the sake of illustrating this tool, first and foremost, I want to go over these first 5. There's also both red jokers from the deck. If I could pull up the second one, there we go. Both red here. Let me put it this way. Both red jokers from the deck. Let me put it up here. It's easier for you to see. There we go. Both red jokers from the deck also made their way into this, and that is important for what we're about to go over because it impacts what we're about to go over. Let's go in order. Creatures. The first 2 cards, the 9 and 10 of diamonds in this case, describe facets of the alien beings. Now, if I had pulled hearts, I would get into devourers, an insatiable appetite driving these aliens to, in whatever form their hunger takes, literal and figurative, whatever they want, do anything they can to fill the void in their stomachs, their minds, or the holds of their ship. They're beastly and impulsive. They might be the creatures whose motivations are easiest to understand and the hardest ones to reason with. But that's not these. Clubs would be machines, aliens possessing strange and powerful technology, crossed the stars or folded time and space to get here. For the aliens in this category, impossible machines are central to their physical being or identity. They may be automatons obedient to other alien masters, intelligent mechanical beings that serve their own needs, or terrifying amalgams of flesh and metal. Again, not applicable here. Diamonds. This 9 and 10 of diamonds. Horrors. The very idea of aliens is frightening, but horrors are deeply unsettling, eldritch, cosmic, maddening. They are things that exist at and beyond the boundaries of what we consider possible, beings that horrify by defying the known laws of nature and challenging the sanity of those encountering. Now, having pulled a 9 and a 10, these horrors are forces of nature and a network or hive mind. So, as a note, it is worth stating that you can have one element from one suit and another from another, and that works just as well. This just happens to have a matching suit. So, that is what we pulled here. Having pulled a red joker, there are 2 different variations among the aliens, or 2 distinct kinds of creature. These 2 are antagonistic toward each other. Are they openly hostile or secretly plotting? That's a good question. I pulled a 7 of... I'm running out of room here. I pulled a 7 of spades. Put that down here. And I pulled a 5 of spades. We didn't get into what spades were yet. Infiltrators. Any alien might lie, but these ones absolutely cannot be trusted. They are tricksters, illusions, shapeshifters, or puppet masters. These beings tend to be clever and deceitful. They slip through the shadows, pull strings behind the scenes, and grin menacingly from the darkness. So, having pulled a 7 and 5, they are very small and they are silent. So that is the second group that may be openly hostile or secretly plotting, but are antagonistic toward our horrors and vice versa. Okay. Motivation. So, pulled a 6 of diamonds for this 3rd card, which works for motivation. Now, diamonds doesn't matter, color doesn't matter. All that matters is the number, the way this list works. Escape pursuers. Now, see, I pulled a 2nd card, though, because I have a 2nd group of aliens here. And that is a 3 of spades. Again, spades, color, doesn't matter. 3 is protect mysteries. So now I've got one group that is escaping pursuers and another that is seeking to protect mysteries. Now, I'm going to apply the Joker here. The aliens have 2 conflicting motivations for coming to Earth. Do they represent 2 competing interests within alien society, a secret agenda known only to an elite few? That's a good question. I am going to apply it here to see how these dynamics work. Now, next up is the ship. Last 2 cards describe the alien ship. What sort of craft did they travel in? Each card will describe a detail of the ship. Merge the 2 details together to describe a single vessel. Now, red card for both of these, which is what matters most, after which you put the numerical value in. We have a 3 and a 4 of hearts, but the hearts itself is irrelevant. That means that this is damaged and ancient. Now that is for our horrors. For our small and silent friends, we have an 8 of spades and a 9 of spades. That's right, it's all spades, which is honestly difficult to do. Black cards describe ships' physical condition or placement, whereas the reds describe strange and otherworldly features. Again, these can mix and match. They just happen to not in this case. We have the 8 and 9, which are lost and crashed. So one ship is damaged and ancient, the other is lost and crashed. Now, I'm applying the Joker here too. It is again a red Joker. So in this case, that means one of the details is true and the other is a lie, a deceit, or disguise. Who is hiding the truth and why? I'm going to go ahead and say that the damaged and ancient vehicle is damaged, is not ancient. It's a forgery, a facsimile, recreation. Now, the lost and crashed vehicle, it crashed. No, I changed my mind. It's lost to some, but did not, in fact, actually crash. The crash is a convenient excuse for having hidden out while pursuing something different. And I will say the lost and crashed ship is the ancient ship that the other appears to be. Now, onto the characters. This gets very interesting. I pulled so many face cards. It was a lot. And what you do there is once you've finished interpreting your row of 5 cards, which in my case became a row of, well, 2 rows of 5 cards, you turn your attention to any face cards that you set aside earlier. Each face card will represent an individual alien character to work into your story. The initial face card will offer a character archetype, while the card below will give a characteristic. Now, if you didn't pull any face cards, you would just keep pulling from the deck after you're done pulling these 5 until you pull 1, and that would be your one and only alien character from the threat maker, at the very least. So let's lay out what these are. I have here a whole breakdown written out because it is genuinely that many cards. We have, under characters, a King of Clubs with a 2 of Hearts. Now, King of Clubs is the authority, the steady and reliable structure upon which their organization, philosophy, or community is built. The authority is bedrock, scaffolding, or origin. They are an indispensable part of their community, even if they are unnoticed by the others. 2 means duplicitous. It's a red card, number 2, duplicitous. So we have a duplicitous authority. Now, next up is a Queen of Clubs with an Ace of Hearts kicker, which is an emissary that is reluctant. So the emissary moves within a world of strangers. They seek connection, pawns to control, something far more mysterious even, perhaps. They serve their purposes by infiltrating, watching, or forging relationships. Now, I'll note, I haven't assigned which of these characters are going to be a part of which faction yet. You can start to see some tantalizing possibilities. Next up is Jack of Spades with an Ace of Spades kicker. That gives us a beautiful Ruiner. Ruiner is destruction, desolation, collapse, and extinction. The Ruiner is a being of entropy. They don't take joy in what they do. They do not know love, fear, ambition, or growth. They only understand loss and undoing. This one is beautiful. We have a King of Diamonds with a 10 of Clubs as a kicker. Now, that is an ethereal glutton. always hungry, never satisfied. The glutton is a creature of endless want. They are careless and grasping, motivated solely by the object of their desire. They will not stop until they've had enough, and they will never have enough. Now, you can see already, just with the luck of the draw here, we are looking at really interesting combinations that I think already lend themselves very well to one or the other faction that has been pulled. And this is fully randomized, y'all, and it's coming together really nicely. I think that's a sign of how well designed this oracle is. Next up is a Queen of Hearts with a 2 of Spades kicker. That is a furious witch. Powerful, fearsome, empathic. The witch knows their worth and their place in the world. They command the minds and emotions of those around them. That's followed by a Jack of Diamonds with a 10 of Diamonds as a kicker. And that is a Horrid Soldier. Someone above gives an order and the soldier obeys. They know their place and do as they're told. The soldier's mind can't be changed, and they will fight until the end. And then we have a Queen of Diamonds with a 6 of Spades as a kicker. That takes us to the Mirror. Interesting. Yeah, the Mirror. The Mindless Mirror. A gleaming surface revealing nothing behind. The mirror is being built on appearances. While its own identity is hidden or possibly erased, it delights in showing others their own reflection. It will mimic and debase the image of whoever it sees. Clever and mercurial, the mirror knows without being known. That is evocative. Finally, we find ourselves with Jack of Clubs with a 4 of Spades. That is a narcissistic tempest. An agent of chaos and change, the tempest is in constant fluctuation. They are malleable and ever-changing. They might be personally conflicted, gripped by madness, or pushed in multiple directions by outside forces. The tempest is dangerous because they are unpredictable. This is a fascinating gift that has been given to me by this oracle, by M. Hubbard, who wrote it, by Evil Hat, who compiled it and is publishing it. As a final kicker to the process, putting the pieces together. Once you've used the cards to lay out the details of your alien threat, consider the following questions to help bring the concepts together. How do the aliens arrive? Quietly and unseen, with blatant terror and destruction, or calmly with a facade of diplomacy? What does it seem like they want? You don't have to know their goals at this point. They can become clear as the story progresses. Just think about their first moves. How are they dangerous? What effect will they have on the town and its people? Who are the individual alien characters, and what roles do they play? Now, I'm going to tell you, I am so in love with this process, this alien threat maker, that I recommend using it for any game that this could potentially apply to, not just Rocket Club. I love Rocket Club. Rocket Club is one of the most exciting and interesting games that I've played, at the very least in a long time, possibly in my entire life. There are specifics about the mechanics of this game, its structure, the thought that Em and the team put into it, that really make it sing at the table in a way that I already appreciated before I started this multi-stage anthology project, and that I have only come to appreciate more as I have had a chance to play in quick succession so many different games, different campaigns with completely different concepts, completely different tables, all of which have sung, all of which have been beautiful. I highly recommend you check this out. I highly recommend you use this tool. I highly recommend you play this game. If you have any questions, if you want to chat about it more, get in our Discord, get in our comments. We're here. We're here to help. We're a community first and foremost here at Streaming Rainbow, and we want you to be a part of it. So come check it out. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll talk soon. Bye. Hey everybody. So I made an Alien Threat Maker video for the first set of alien threats developed for Radical Resonance. When I was doing that, one of the things that came up for motivation is that they were being pursued. That begs the question of who is pursuing them. Now, that is an interesting question that I find myself very eager to answer. So we're going to give it a shot, and we're going to use this Alien Threat Maker to see where that goes. Now, let's see what happens. Got a 10 of spades, a 5 of clubs, right there, a 4 of clubs, a 6 of clubs, this following a trend, and a jack of spades that I'm going to set to the side, a queen of spades that I'm going to set to the side, a king of spades that I'm going to set to the side. I could have done a better job shuffling this, it seems, and a 3 of clubs. Now, with these that I set aside, I will make pulls to complement them in a moment. What we have so far: creatures. We have a 10 of spades and a 5 of clubs. That's great because we get to show off what it's like to mix two things together now. That 10 of spades gets us infiltrators, living shadows. So these infiltrators are themselves living shadows. The 5 of clubs gets us machines. They are metal beasts. So they are both metal beasts and living shadows, which is a fascinating combination. We get to motivation. It's the 4. You don't have to worry about the suit or the color of the card for that. 4 is they want to study humans. So these pursuers may be pursuing these other aliens here, but they want to study humans. Why? That's a good question. Ship. These are both going to be descriptions of physical condition or placement because they're both black cards. It is a 6 and a 3. That gets us hidden from sight and disguised as an ordinary place. Fascinating choices. Okay. That's what we've got here. Now let's go to our characters. We've got King, Queen, and Jack, all of diamonds. Sorry, all of spades. We have the King, Queen, and Jack, all of spades. That, I can tell you right off the rip, is an observer, an architect, and a ruiner. Those who saw the previous video would know what a ruiner is. The other two are new. Now what's interesting is these pulls right here. We've got ourselves a duplicitous, no, sorry, these are all black cards. So we've got ourselves a furious observer. Patient, focused, and careful, the observer quietly watches. They take in the world around them, carefully planning or leering indulgently. The observer knows much and bides their time. They may share what they know with someone more adept at action. And this one's real mad. We have an architect that is also bloodthirsty. Eyes ever on the future, the architect plans. They carefully consider the mechanisms and movements of the world around them and forge schemes. They deeply understand actions, hierarchies, needs, and wants, and they envision future structures that fulfill their intentions. And they are bloodthirsty intentions in this case. And finally, the ruiner in this group is deranged. So we have a deranged ruiner. Destruction, desolation, collapse, and extinction. The ruiner is a being of entropy. They don't take joy in what they do. They do not know love, fear, ambition, or growth. They only understand loss and undoing. And they are deranged. That is genuinely terrifying. When I put the pieces together on this, how they arrive, what they want, how they're dangerous, what effect they'll have on the town, on the people, and who the individual alien characters really are, what roles they play, I'm gonna have a lot to work with. Hey y'all, we're back for the third Alien Threat Maker video, and here I would say Alien Threat Maker is a relative term. I suppose anything can be a threat. But here what we're going to do is we're going to flesh out something about a surprise element of this campaign, something that by the time this is coming out would be available for you to see in the main show. So if you haven't caught up on the main show, please go do that before you watch this if you want to avoid spoilers. This is your warning that spoilers are coming. Everybody good with spoilers? Act now or forever hold your peace. All right, here we go. By now, you know that one of our characters is actually an alien. That's right. One of our primary characters is an alien. Their family are aliens. They have been hiding this, and now they are reckoning with it, and so are those around them. We're going to find out a little bit more about something that has to do with how they got here to where they are now, together through this Alien Threat Maker. We got a 7 of clubs, an ace of diamonds, which does work for the creatures, a 2 of diamonds, a 3 of diamonds, I was shocked by that, and an ace of clubs. Okay. That did not render us any face cards, so I pulled one out right afterwards. That is this king here, and that is going to be the only alien character for this pull. We are going to start with 7 of clubs, ace of diamonds for the creatures. That gets us machines that are heavily armed, and ace of diamonds gets us Dreamstalkers, heavily armed Dreamstalkers, with a motivation to destroy humanity. Now that gets us to the ship, which has, for the first time so far in our polls, a mix of physical conditions and stranger otherworldly features. The physical condition that comes from the ace is that it's in motion. The otherworldly feature that comes from the 3 is that it's damaged. All right, I like this, but I don't like it for the aliens that are associated directly with our player character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this has to do with why our player characters family came to this planet. Now for the character that we have, we're going to pull one more card right here to get our characteristic. King of Hearts is an elder, wise beyond years or old beyond reason. The elder holds a place of importance, if not power, in their congregation. They are the revered ancient one, aging leader of the pack, or sagacious keeper of knowledge. And with that 4, that is red, they are subservient, which I love that. So we're going to take these cards and what they've built, and we're going to see how they interact with our player character's lineage. That goes to the side. That goes to the side. 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 5 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 8 of diamonds. That's interesting. All right. So, we have ourselves one more group. And here we have devourers. Insatiable appetite drives these aliens. The 10 and the 9, they're playful carnivores, curious but dangerous. Interesting. Their motivation, colonize Earth, and their ship is surprisingly small and alive. This seems like an unusual choice for our player character, but I'm going to run this by the player and see if they'd be interested. Now here's a fun little kicker. We've got these cards here, the 2 characters. That is a queen and a jack of hearts. That is an 8 and a 7 of hearts. Queen of hearts is a witch, powerful, fearsome, and empathic, knows their worth and their place in the world, command the minds and emotion of those around them. And the puppet, a mad automaton, eternally pulled in one direction and another. The puppet is bound to strings they cannot control. They are always at the mercy of powerful forces, either external or internal. Now, the witch with that 8 is dying. And the puppet with that 7 is petty. And that is very compelling. I don't yet know how I'm going to marry these 2 sets of pulls together, but I will. And I am very excited to find out how that goes. If you want to find out how that goes, I recommend you tune into the show and see where things land. It's possible by the time this video comes up, some of this is still unfolding. And since I haven't shared any final decisions on what I just discovered I'm going to be incorporating, you're free to find out. Get in the Discord, come hang out with us. If you've gotten a hold of these playtest materials yourself, you've done any kind of pulls on your own using this alien threat maker for this game, or if you've decided to apply it to any other, let us know. Check it out. I highly recommend participating in this open playtest, which goes through the end of May 2026. It is well worthwhile to get this game and give it a shot. In any case, I'm really grateful you gave our video a shot, and I hope you continue to. Lots of amazing creators do amazing work here at the channel. So come hang out. Check it out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.